So how do you get big and cut at the same time? This is a question that a lot of people ask me. Vic, how do you get big and cut at the same time? So I want to get bigger, I want to put on some size, but at the same time, I don't want to compromise the cuts, I don't want to compromise the separation, I don't want to compromise the vascularity that I like. So how are you able to do that simultaneously? And I'm going to tell you. But first I'd like to share with you what most people do, and you know that most people do a bulk and cut cycle, if you will. So what they do is they take a portion of the year and they put on some more weight. They put on some girth. They fill out their t-shirt with either eating a little bit more of good food, which I hope they're doing, but most people actually are a little bit more relaxed on their diet when they're doing a bulking sort of cycle or period, if you will. They put on some more weight, they are able to move heavier weights, and they're hoping that by the time we come to the cutting time, the cutting cycle, which is maybe a month or two before a main event, whether that event is a bodybuilding contest or it's a reunion of sorts or it's some kind of revelation like spring break or the summer. So a lot of people approach that in that way. They bulk and they hope to get cut and hope that by the time they get cut, they are able to maintain some of a portion of what they put on during that bulking phase. But a lot of times there's really this cycle of just futility where they put on 20 pounds and then they go get cut and then they're back to exactly where they were the year prior. So kind of spent half of the year uncomfortable and then spent the other portion of the year deprived and really are in the exact same spot. So I have a formula that I do in order to approach these two methods, the bulking and cutting simultaneously, because I actually believe it can be done, and I believe it's the only way to sort of understand what you're working with, right? You see, when you're doing the bulking, you're hoping later on that by some miracle, you're going to able to sculpt and carve this material that you've been working with. But that doesn't happen all the time, especially for natural athletes. Most of the time they gain 20 pounds or you gain 20 pounds and then you lose 20 pounds and we're in exactly the same spot that we were before. And the entire time is this kind of like big curtain that's over the body and we don't know what we're going to end up with. Here's the better way to approach this, right? So let's say it takes 2,500 calories to be John. And John needs those 2,500 calories just to sustain himself. He's 5'9", 185 pounds, and just walking around, John needs to be John. So he needs about 2,500 calories. He needs carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. He needs good solid micronutrients, good dense nutrition in his diet. Diet shouldn't be monotonous. It should have variation and variety to make sure that you're getting enough vitamins and minerals and the micros that you require. I think a lot of us spend too much time on macros, but this is what most people do. They eat 5,000 calories and then they try to take away the bulk later. But John simply has to add a little bit more each day. And people always ask me, Vic, what do you need to build more, right? And I always joke around in a sense and I say, one more calorie than you're actually using, right? We have to start somewhere, right? So why do we have to start always with 500 extra calories or a protein shake that has 1,000 calories throughout the day? Why can't we just start with understanding the material that we're working with and building slowly so that there isn't this great reveal? The revelation is all throughout the year. You get a chance to mold and sculpt and at the same time understand your body instead of gorging it and then starving it. Wouldn't it be better to kind of gradually pace yourself and sort of build with the brick and mortar of a little extra calories every day by adding and just seeing how the body feels? I think a lot of people forget that this is the body, the interior is the body, not just the outside. We are so superficial. We think that bodybuilding is about this, but it's not. It's about what goes into your mouth, what comes into your body, and what manifests outward. So why don't you do this? John, if you're still listening, the 2,500 calories, add another 100 calories and see how that goes. Add another 200 calories and see how that goes and work with that for a little bit. So there isn't this boom bust cycle, that it's this constant evolving, knowing what you need, treating the body with respect, the digestive system with respect, not having to prepare food all day, being able to focus in a different way, and sort of seeing how you feel along the way. A lot of people are 150 pounds and they want to get to 200, but don't they understand that 155 and 160 and 165 and 175 that's all along the way? Why do you have to go to 200 and then come back to the 150? Look, let me share this with you. Bodybuilding is about building the body, right? It's not about sort of standing on stage. You know, I'm doing an interview right now, and I want you to know that bodybuilding is about how you treat yourself on a daily basis. Fitness is about how you feel rather than how you look. So I want you to keep this in mind, you know, and if this video is a little bit all over the place, well, that's okay, because this isn't a linear thing, right? This isn't like an exact science. It's something we have to work with, but we start with how we feel. So if I were John, I would add another 100 calories a day, right? I would add that, see how I feel, do that for about a week. Then I would add more. And this is all clean food, right? So there's no trying to convert cake to a rock hard body. This is materials that we're using all along the way to build what we want. So garbage in, garbage out, good stuff in, good stuff out, right? And every one of us is building our fundamental house, the house that we truly live in, our bodies. And when you use faulty materials or garbage materials, or you use a faulty blueprint, the product can't be good. But if you really consider this, you use high quality materials, you don't use excessive materials, you see how you feel along the way, you build with the plans and you let the plans evolve, you're going to come out ahead of the person who does the boom bust cycle. A lot of people think that to get cut, you have to deprive yourself, you have to do cardio, you have to do all of these things, when in fact you don't. What you really have to do is sort of build muscle. If you put on some more muscle using high quality materials, you're going to be a more efficient fat burner, and you're going to see how the body responds to that. So there isn't this, I have to go to the gym, I have to do all this cardio, I have to do all this, and making yourself exhausted. That's not how this works. Of course cardio is valuable. It's valuable for the interior of your body. Cardio shouldn't be used to mold and shape the exterior of your body. It shouldn't be, because it's an interior activity. You can use your diet to sort of build the body. You can use what you put into your mouth to build the body, and your bodybuilding to make yourself stronger, fortified, and a more efficient fat burner. So I don't see it as this boom bust cycle, this bulk cut cycle. Everything, every day is evolving and moving forward with good materials, understanding your training. Not this, to blast myself and bench this 300 pounds and then only be able to bench 150 by summer. It's not that. What about the 2 1/4 along the way? Guys, you understand what I'm saying? And I wanted to basically just offer you some bodybuilding wisdom, some things that actually work. Slow and steady wins this race, I promise you, and stay natural. Peace, love, and muscles. Take care. Bye. Thanks so much for watching. If you'd like my free biceps workout, just click in the description portion of this video. It's 1 hour of my voice taking you through your biceps workout, really teaching you the tricks and techniques that I use to help myself and my clients. Peace, love, and muscles. Bye-bye.